It's genuinely disgusting that some of you guys have a mother who is working harder than you. When the clock strikes 5 a.m. in the morning, she gets up and goes to work without complaining about it. When it's time to clean up the whole entire house after you, your brother, sister, or the pets made the house a mess, she goes ahead and cleans the house without complaining about it. When it's time to cook for the whole family, she goes ahead and does it. And this is all while working a 9 to 5 job to supplement your life. You, at the whatever age you are, so if you're anywhere from 16 and up, your mother, I'm telling you, should not be working harder than you. This should be a wake-up call. Your mother should not be working harder than you, okay? And this is part of the reason why 99% of men never become successful, because they don't have a fucking drive in them. Some men are generally born with a fire that can't be extinguished. So you probably have it inside of you, but you're probably extinguishing that fire because of maybe the fear of taking a risk, or the fear of failure, or the fear of judgment. So you have to kind of calm down and really have self-awareness and figure out what is holding me back from being the best version of myself, right? If we fucking go back to when the Romans were slicing people up with fucking swords and shit, and they're like on horses with spears and killing each other, right? The men today who are warriors and business owners and millionaires and killing it right now in 2026 would still be killing it in that time, because it's a fundamental innate thing within someone to want to conquer, to want to achieve. And honestly, every man has it, but 99% of men suppress these emotions. A lot of you guys too are also waiting for the perfect moment to start things, right? The perfect moment to start was yesterday. That's the best time to start. It was yesterday. There's no perfect moment. The weather's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be at 100% energy. You're never going to feel like you know enough. Frankly, most of these millionaires, and even myself, these guys online that seem like they have the perfect life, we don't know what the fuck we're actually doing, right? We have a set of habits and a set of things we do every single day, but we don't know what's next to come. I mean, my business could get shut down right now for no apparent reason. All my social medias could disappear overnight. We could get nuked right now by Russia. No one knows what's going to happen in life. So really all you have is yourself. And at the end of the day, no one's coming to save you. I know you guys have heard this a lot. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but no one's coming to save you. If you were lucky enough, maybe you have 2 loving parents who will maybe rip you out of bed until you get a job, but that's probably the most it's going to get, right? They're not going to sit your ass down at a computer and make some fucking money and help you retire your parents. It's just not going to happen. So there needs to be something inside of you that just fucking wakes up at some point. A lot of you guys are extremely comfortable too, and you are afraid to leave your hometown. I'm telling you right now, one of the biggest things that changed my life was leaving my hometown. Currently, I live in Miami, Florida. It is a place where you can walk down the street and run into the most successful people in the world, right? You run into billionaires, you run into millionaires, you run into course sellers, you run into fucking OF models, you run into everybody, right? Anyone and everybody. So the connections are there, and also the rent's extremely high, right? If you're in your hometown, the rent's not going to be that expensive. So if you put yourself in a position where you have to make ends meet, or you're not going to be able to have a house, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself, eat, go to the gym, or do things, you're going to best believe you're going to figure out how the fuck you're going to make rent, right? You might push that sales call a little bit harder. You might run a little bit more ads, or make your content a bit better for organic dropshipping. Whatever you're doing, you're going to be forced and put in a position to where you have to figure out, how are you going to make it? How are you going to pay these bills? And it's essentially going to push you out of the bubble that you're in right now. Also, the people in these small hometowns that a lot of you guys are from, they're very low vibrational. They don't have big goals. They were never born to want to achieve things. These people had the fire inside of them that was extremely suppressed. So if you guys are from the middle of the United States, like the middle of Nebraska or North Dakota, or maybe fucking Dagestan, Russia, or the middle of Germany where it's just farm fields and horses, or maybe the middle of Uruguay where it's just fucking cows running around, you guys need to get out of these places. They're not doing anything good for you. You need to be in a place where there's people that are literally putting their whole life on the line to be able to make it, right? So I would highly recommend move to somewhere like Bali, maybe Austin, Texas, maybe New York, possibly Bali, Dubai, Thailand. Like, just move to a place where there's gonna be like-minded people. Also, A lot of you guys are extremely afraid of taking risk, right? Like, what if this business doesn't work? What if I lose some money? What if everything goes wrong and I can't eat? First off, that is a sign of high intelligence, so don't think it's a negative thing. But look at it like this. All these guys you see on social media that are making a lot of money right now, they're not smart people. And the reason why they're so successful is because they've tried so many business models and they fell on their face like 100 different times, and then they finally found the one thing that stuck, and then their life was changed, right? Their low IQ led them to not ask questions like, what if this doesn't work out? What if I lose money? What if I can't pay my rent this month, right? And they just did things, and if it happened, it happened, and they figured out what to do afterwards when the negative things happened, right? And they just kept hammering until something worked. A lot of very high IQ people and smart people, they think about the negatives too much to the point where they never even start. So they're kind of left at a point where they just never get successful. And also, you have to always remember that we're in 2026, right? There's food banks, there's EBT cards. Like, you're not going to go hungry, you're not going to starve, you're not going to die. We're not in the fucking 30s anymore, where if you fucking travel across the country for the gold rush or whatever and you don't find any gold, your family's not going to starve and perish away, and your whole bloodline is just gone, right? You're going to be fine. So just always remember, you're in 2026, you're in the best time to ever live with the most opportunities, and you're going to be fine if it doesn't work out. And the absolute worst thing that happens is you try to make some money, it doesn't work, you lose a bit of money on the business, you're at a bit of a negative, and then you just go back to living the same life that you were already living and that everyone else is already living. And what do you do then? Okay, you just try again, you try again, you try again, you try again, until it fucking works. That's what all these guys have done. There's no guy that's living in Brickell, Miami in the top of the penthouse that fucking made a bunch of money off his first business. It's not how life works. You gotta fall on your ass a couple times, figure shit out, figure out what works for you, find your flow, and then boom, you'll be set. So don't stress it, you guys will be fine. A really big thing actually is a lot of people like to jump from business model to business model. I failed at e-commerce for like 3 years. 3 years straight, just at a negative deficit. But one thing I didn't do was I didn't switch to like shiny, hypey business models. I didn't switch to day trading. I didn't switch to brand scaling. I didn't switch to any of that garbage. I stuck with what I started with. I stuck with it for fucking years and years until boom, my life was changed. And now I could literally sell a trash can on Shopify and make 7 figures. It's just, I've learned this skill. You guys can't be attached to these, like, not attached, but you guys can't see some influencer promoting some business model like brand scaling, which in my opinion is bullshit, and think that you have to drop what you're doing right now, which maybe you're doing high ticket sales or maybe you're doing trading, and just go all in on a different business model because you see other people doing it. Your business model works. Almost every single business model works. They all work. Just stick with it long enough until you see results. It's that simple. There's no manifestation, no visualization. There's none of that BS. It's literally, you just have to understand, okay, if I do the work that's needed, the results will come. It's just going to take a bit of time. So don't stress it. Just understand that it's going to take time, but if you put your mind to it for long enough, you're going to end up being successful. And I completely understand that it's daunting, right? You could see yourself fucking doing it for a year, right? You see no results. Your family is telling you you're a fucking bum. You're not gonna be shit. Your friends are laughing at you, telling you to give up on it. But you know deep down that if you keep just pushing the needle forward slowly and slowly, at some point it just skyrockets and your life has changed. And just for reference, like for example with dropshipping, all it really takes is one video to blow up to change your life. With high ticket sales, all it takes is like couple good closes, a good groove, and your life has changed. And it really doesn't take that much money to like change your life, right? All you really need is $5,000 a month, and you can move to Bali. You could train every day, eat high quality food, live in a house that would cost millions back in your hometown for literally $5,000 a month, and be living like a king. And this could all happen in 3 months, right? You could have a Shopify store that just blows up because your organic content was really good, and then boom, you're living in a mansion in Bali like that. Life changes really quick. You'll be surprised. Also, stay away from chronically unlucky people. I'm warning you right now. I read this in a Robert Greene book, and it stuck with me. In the beginning, I was around people who were always failing, always running into obstacles, always getting hurt, always getting sick, and it's contagious. It really is contagious. If you're around people who are very unlucky in life, it's going to start catching on to you, and you're going to start dealing with the same problems they're dealing with. And same with mindset, right? If you're around someone who can never catch a break, a lot of times they're telling themselves, I can never catch a break, right? They're saying it over and over to themselves. They're telling people, I can never catch a break, bro. And the reason they can't catch a fucking break is because they keep talking about it. And what that's doing, if you say something over and over again, is you're reprogramming your mind to start implementing habits that are going to lead you to not catching a break, right? If you fucking tell yourself over and over you're going to become successful, I'm telling you right now, 5 years ago, I was sitting in my bathtub, fucking on my knees, about to cry, just telling myself over and over that I was gonna be rich. Every night I went to shower, I'd sit on my knees and just fucking tell myself I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna own this car, I'm gonna do this in the future. And you know what? I fucking did it. A big thing is, even on my wallpaper, I had a whole, what's it called? A vision board of all the things I want to achieve. I had a Corvette on there, I had a house in Miami, trips to Bali, I had like everything I ever wanted on there. And every time I opened up my computer, it was boom, right in front of my face, just telling me, like, right in my face, that that's what I wanted in life. So anytime I wanted to slack off, maybe open a video game or start doom scrolling, right there was my life I could have had right in front of my face. So I never really wanted to slip up. So yeah, to summarize that, be really careful what you tell yourself. You gotta be really careful what you say to yourself. Words are very, very powerful, and this isn't some like girly horoscope type thing. No, it's real. Like, if you tell yourself you're a piece of shit over and over and over, you're gonna slowly start to believe it, right? You're gonna start believing your own lies. So if that's the case, if you believe your own lies, might as well make the lies something positive. One thing you also have to tell yourself is at any given moment in the day is, would the $10,000 per month version of myself be doing what you are doing right now? And a lot of times the answer is no. So if you're sitting there on your phone just scrolling away, ask yourself, is this what the $1,000,000 version of myself would be doing? If it's not, then change it immediately. It's that simple.